Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're going to take a look at a terrifying power supply from the people over at Thermalright. Now it's terrifying in multiple ways, so we should get that out of the way first of all. It's terrifying in how cheap it actually is, and it also terrifies me of how long is it actually going to last, and is it actually any good. Now unfortunately I'm in a position where I can't really test this in a great depth. All I can do is give you an overview of the power supply, what you get, and my opinions on it. Really, it's going to come down to the people such as Gamers Nexus or Linus Tech Tips, etc., to do some quality testing on this in depth with professional testing equipment to see how good or bad potentially it actually is. On first glances, it actually appears to tick all of the right boxes. It's actually got some pretty decent components, and also internally it looks okay. The one thing I will say straight away is the fan noise isn't great. It has got a relatively loud fan. It doesn't have any kind of temperature control or even a zero fan mode, which I think if it did, this would be borderline perfect. But anyway, we'll go through and talk more about it as we go through the unboxing. Anyway, so first of all, the dimensions. It's relatively compact, so 150 by 140 by 86 mil. So yeah, pretty much the usual thing you'd expect. It is 80+ gold certified and is a fully modular power supply, with wattages available from around about 550 up to 850, and it's part of their KG series of power supplies. On the 12 volt rail, we're looking at 70.8 amps, so that pretty much dials in almost exactly to where we want to be for 850 watts. Also, it does support ATX 3.1 and also PCI Express 5.1, and comes with a 600 watt rated PCI Express Gen 5 cable straight out of the box. When it comes to power correction and the actual protections in it, so we've got APFC, so active power factor correction. We've also got over power protection, under voltage protection, over temperature protection, also over current protection, short circuit protection, and under voltage protection. Strangely as well, it also comes with a 5-year warranty, which is slightly unusual for a gold rated power supply, but for one with a slightly more budget price tag, I think that is acceptable. I will say as well, also this has come from AliExpress, so yeah, depending where you're buying this from, it doesn't seem to be available from many suppliers at all. AliExpress is about the only one that I could find, and of course with AliExpress warranty wise, well, I don't know, and I've actually never dealt with Thermalright to actually return a product, because things like their coolers generally just last forever anyway. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to see how the warranty actually works and if it is honoured. In this particular instance, mine probably won't be honoured because I'm actually taking this apart to take a look inside. So I have removed the warranty void if open sticker. So yeah, obviously do bear that in mind as well. So I think that's pretty much it for our intro. Let's take a look at the box and see what it's all about. So as you can see, this is the 850 watt version, 80+ gold, and this is the KG850 power supply, and it's again ATX 3.1 and PCI Express 5.1 compliant. On the back of the box, it goes over some of the specifications, the cables that are included, and also the cable lengths, which we'll go over in more detail later on. When you actually open up the package, it's actually really well packaged. You get the power supply, obviously. Also, you get a box, which is slightly unusual, with all the cables in. Sometimes you get like a bag, but this actually comes in a box with everything you need in there. Also comes with a selection of cable ties, some fixings to actually attach the power supply to your PC, and also comes with a user guide. We'll take a look at the included cables and the measurements a little bit later on, but first of all, let's take a look at the power supply itself. And it seems to be quite decently made. It's actually got a decent amount of weight to it. The actual design of it is pretty good as well. It's got some nice rounded edges, which are very Corsair-like, and yeah, it seems to be well built. Matte black finish with stickers on most of the sides. On this fan side, 120mm fan, not a great fan to be honest with you, like I said, just a voltage controlled one, so just a red and a black power cable. You've got the Thermalright logo on there, so not too bad at all. On the side, you've got the sticker saying 850 watt and Thermalright, so on both sides. And also on the top side, you've also got, again, the wattages and ratings clearly shown there. On the back, you've got the power input and also a physical power on-off switch and some interesting ventilation design going on there. When it comes to the connectivity, so on the back, it's again all very clearly laid out and basically does exactly what it says. So you've got your 12 volt 2x6 connector or PCI Express Gen 5.1. You've then got 3 CPU/PCIe Express connections, then a further 2 underneath that. Then you've got 3 of the kind of SATA or PATA connections, and underneath that you've got your main motherboard connection. So pretty straightforward, and even if you lose the manual, it's pretty obvious what goes where. I'll show you some clips of what I've taken this apart and had a look inside, and strangely the main capacitor does appear to be a very decent quality one, which I actually wasn't expecting at all. So this one, if I'm right in thinking, is from Nippon Chemicon, which are probably one of the highest rating capacitor manufacturers coming out of Japan, second only to Rubicon, who seems to be the best. Obviously opinions will differ on that matter, but it certainly seems like they put a decent capacitor in there, and it's all 105C rated. The other capacitors, I'm not entirely sure what brand they are. I have had a look around, and if you can identify them from the images on the screen, feel free to let us know in that comments section. Overall though, internally, everything looks to be pretty decent, pretty well soldered. I'm not an expert on this type of thing, but certainly in terms of build construction quality, looks absolutely fine. So this is where we come to the slight downside on this particular power supply, and that is going to be the noise levels. Now, unfortunately, the power supply, like I said, doesn't have a zero fan mode, so it's always running all the time, and seems to be running at pretty much full speed, and does have a slightly annoying tone to it. So if we go over to some of the footage I filmed a little bit earlier on, you can work out whether or not this is going to be suitable for you and whether you can tolerate this level of noise. So this is a sound test of the Thermalright power supply. Again, we've got our dB meter. It's not particularly accurate, but it should give you an idea. So this is me talking. This is giving around about 60 dB. So if I'm quiet, and now we'll turn on the power supply. So possibly not the loudness, but certainly the pitch. Next, we can take a look at the included cable. So you do get an included power cable. Unfortunately, this one appears to be, well, I'm not even sure what region that is. If you know what region that plug is, let us know in the comments section. Obviously, if you're in the UK or elsewhere, you can just chop the cable off, put on a relative plug for your region, and you'll be absolutely fine. Just, yeah, shame that it's not for this region, even though it is shipped to the UK. When it comes to the other cables, so the cables actually seem to be a little bit on the flimsy side. So these are 18 AWG cables. They're a little bit on the lightweight side for my liking. This is the sort of thing that I would normally see with maybe a kind of 500 watt, 600 watt power supply. So I was a little bit surprised to see that they were using 18 gauge cable rather than the preferred kind of 16 or better. It is going to make it easier for cable management, and I'm guessing these are fine. Obviously, they've made the power supply, they've spec'd it all out, so yeah, it should be fine. These cables are rated up to 80C, which isn't a lot, but certainly, I guess, like I said, it should be absolutely fine. If not, there is a 5-year warranty, but would you want to risk it? The main 24-pin cable is 600mm. Pretty much all of them are 600mm. I'll state otherwise if that is not the case. So we move on next to the EPS connections. So these are for your CPU, the extra 8-pin or 4-pin at the top. Both cables split into 2 4s, and you get 1 cable of each, and there's no piggybacks or daisy chains or anything, so it's just 2 cables. If you want to use one, use 1 cable. If you want to use both connections, use 2 cables. It's pretty straightforward stuff, and that one is 650mm. Next, we've got our standard PCI Express cable, and these are again the same. So we're looking at 600mm in length, and they've only got a single plug on each one, and that is a 6+2 to make the 8-pin, and there are 2 of those cables included. Next, we've got the slightly interesting one, or potentially dangerous one. This is the PCI Express Gen 5. So this is the 12V×6 plus the extra 4 connection on there. So not the 12 volt high power, they've kind of moved on from that now. So these are rated for 600 watts. Again, it's only using the 18 gauge cabling. Whether or not that is going to be enough for some graphics cards, I honestly don't know. One plus side is, because the cables are quite flimsy, it's going to be pretty easy to cable manage them. Next, we'll go to our accessory connections. So when it comes to SATA cables, you get 2 cables included. These are 450mm from the power supply to the first connector, then an additional 150mm to each connector. These have got 4 SATA connectors on each one, so up to 8 SATA devices can be connected. And last of all, we've got our PATA or Molex style connector. Again, 450 from the power supply to the first connection, and there's 3 on here. So that's going to give you a total of 3 Molex or PATA devices that you can connect to your power supply. And last of all, we'll discuss pricing. So at the moment over on AliExpress, this is on for around about £70. I actually picked it up whilst there was one of their AliExpress usual deals on, which they have now and then. And I think I paid about £57 for this, including shipping and taxes, which for £57 for an 850 watt gold rated fully modular power supply seems like an absolute bargain. And at the time when I bought it, I was like, do I buy a bunch of them or do I just go with one to see what it's like? And I'm actually kind of glad I only went with one, because the fan on this for me is a little bit too noisy. Now, I have actually bought a separate fan from Modular, which is the P12 Chromax, or whatever it was. It's just a single speed 900 RPM one. And I put it in here, and the actual noise profile, it is a little bit better, but it's still slightly annoying. And I think some of it comes to the grille design. So potentially in maybe a follow-up video or in one of our live streams, I might actually cut out that to see if it makes any difference to the noise. I don't think it's going to. I think it's just an inherent thing of the design. It would be really great if this came with a 0 fan speed technology fan. So if it wasn't under load, it could just be basically silent. I think that would be a fantastic thing. And certainly if that was the case, I would be far more inclined to recommend this. As it is, I think if you've got some sort of test bench system and you just need a power supply just for general duties like that, I think this is going to be absolutely fine. Whether or not I would put this into a high-end rig remains very debatable. And it's really weird because the internals and the capacitors and the overall build quality does inspire confidence. But unfortunately, the cheap fan and the cheap cabling takes it the other way. So yeah, I'm not really sure on this one. There's not hardly any reviews of this power supply out in the open. So potentially, hopefully, now this has been done, other people may see it and take attention to it, and possibly we'll see some further professional testing to get the real SP on this. But otherwise, I think it's going to be one of those things, if you want a cheap power supply, 850 watt gold, fully modular, then I think this is worth considering, but obviously just do be aware of the downsides. So anyway, that has been the TR KG850 gold fully modular power supply. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.